Green Mean Mother from Outer Space, good stuff.
I fuck. I also I'm like a sucker for any musical that's like a little place.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, like I also like what's the Sweeney Todd. I also
Mm-hmm.
love Sweeney Todd a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
I don't
that.
know, something about like some sicko descent into darkness when they like own a shop is just my shit. I think.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the setting being like this very shitty neighborhood in New York. It's just like, yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. I live in a crappy neighborhood, not in New York, but in a city in the state of New York. So, and it has a lot of character to it. So
It does, yeah. It's why like I think In the Heights is evil.
yeah, and we should kill. Well, you know what? The entire time, because Alan Menken and Howard Ashman did the music for Little Shop of Horror. I've mentioned multiple times that I'm like, we need to destroy Lin-Manuel Miranda, or we need to like rub his nose in it and make him know you'll never be like them. You're never you think that you'll be like them for Disney, but no, you'll never be like
No.
Howard Ashman and Alan Menken. You're never gonna
I
make.
am Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
I'll never be them. You won't understand. I fucking hate his voice so much.
Yeah.
Just like
That's the worst part about the new DuckTales is hearing him in it, being like, oh,
who the fuck is he in the new DuckTales?
He's Gizmo Duck. Or wait, no, he's what's his fucking name? The robot duck. Is that Gizmo Duck? I can't remember. But
No, that's what the fuck is it? Yo, it is Gizmo Duck,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It is Gizmo Duck.
like,
Oh, my mechanical suit is not working. Like
yeah.
fucking
Like,
what the
shut
fuck do you sound
up. Yeah, I guarantee you that he wrote the songs for Bruno and Encanto 100% thinking that he was going to be voicing him, and then it was Luigi from the Mario Bros. Movie. What's his name? What the fuck is his name?
It's crazy that of all the roles John Leguizamo has done, you said fucking Luigi from the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Of any of the... Listen,
I think my
hate
brain
the guy,
is just in
but
that zone because
what zone? Hell?
Yeah,
Like,
because
what the fuck you mean?
because of watching Little Shop of Horrors, I was like, I'm thinking of movies that I watched as a kid on VHS tape, so that was one of them.
And you didn't say Sid from Ice Age?
No, I don't. I barely watched Ice Age. I wasn't like the kids in Alien Earth.
Yeah, but yeah,
So.
that's so funny that he says John Leguizamo. But also, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's not, because I would dislike Encanto so much more if he was.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, I don't have a fun intros for this. Happy New Year, everybody! We're here in the first cartoon buffoons of 2026, and we're here to talk about something a little bit different. Who is here with me today, as always?
hello, I'm Morgan, and I'm a hell of a boss.
Oh shit! Yep, we are here to talk about some modern indie pilots. So we of course have an old standing tradition in Cartoon Buffoons where we like to take a break every couple of episodes and talk about some Cartoon Network pilots. Unfortunately, we're a little bit too ahead of the curve on that. So the pilots that we'll be talking about are like post Adventure Time and regular show, like that era, like 2013, 2014. The stuff that came out alongside like the Lakewood Plaza Turbo pilot and Steven Universe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I want to wait until we're closer to those shows before we start talking about those pilots. but I still want to talk about pilots. So I thought, why don't we like do pilot up episode about indie pilots? So we chose a couple. We chose like a handful. Maybe in the future we'll choose, we'll do this again and choose like a different batch of them. But we chose some fairly well-known ones.
Yeah.
And that is, I'm just going to go in the order that I watched it. We did Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. Did Loki IRL. And Lumi and the Great Big Galaxy were the three that we ended up choosing.
You watched them in the opposite order I watched them.
That's funny.
That's really, really funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can talk about them in whatever order. But, whatever suits you. But yeah, so I want to ask you, what is your, indie animation has kind of become a bit of a trend.
The animation in a lot of ways.
Yes. And that is not to say that it's like a bad trend or anything. It's just like completely neutrally. It's just become a thing that people know, and if they hear indie animation, it evokes a certain thing that is distinctly different from the kind of independent animation that we grew up with, which was like Newgrounds Flash cartoons or like YouTube shorts or things like that, from like 2010. For you, what does indie animation, like this modern like trend of indie animation, how do you feel about it? What are some examples that you ended up really enjoying? And then we can go into these shows after that.
It's complicated. I think it's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's complicated for no other reason than it does show the quality and where the industry's at, you know?
Yeah.
So like I think it's cool that people can like, put up money and like ask people to help fund like things that they want to see and that they have ideas for creating. I think it's neat. I think taking the control out of like large corporations' hands is always good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it does deeply remind me of like, fuck, man, the industry's so dog shit right now.
Right.
Like it's like it's a sad reminder of how things are. But I do think it's good. I've seen like a lot of cool projects that I don't think would even get anywhere near attention without like having that following on social media or like being like supported like those ways that we've seen now. It's cool. I think sometimes it's made by like people who are like shitty.
Right. I think that there's a couple examples of things
Oh,
that we
a
could be thinking of.
A few.
Maybe some
And
very
just to say,
iconic.
just to say,
yeah.
just to say, neutral. We won't name any names, but I do want to say, while indie animation used to be Newgrounds, stuff like that, it was also made by, and I don't say this lightly, the most racist people to ever live.
That is true. Yeah, and there's even some people that are decently big or notable in the animation sphere now that have a lot of the they had their fingers in the pie of like that kind of those shows or those things, and it's like, do I really want to be too much of a pedant and like, if they've grown or changed their style and everything? That being said, there's people like the Max Gilardi or whatever, the guy who did the wacky game jokes for kids and the My Little Pony flash animations, whatever.
Yeah. The Nazi man.
I was gonna say like he's done some like obscenely racist stuff. Where it's like, but I don't know enough about him in the past 10 years to.
Well, have you seen a picture of him? I don't want to judge.
Sure,
a book by his cover,
he does
right?
look like.
But
a
when the cover,
so that's.
But when the cover says Mein Kampf, I think I can judge a book by its fucking cover.
Yeah. So yeah, like stuff like that, and like a few other. Again, not gonna get too. We're not gonna wade into certain waters here, but yeah, for me, indie animation of that scale, indie animation that is trying to basically be a replacement for or a substitute for television animation, which is kind of like that's sort of the subgenre that we're talking about here. That kind of began with stuff like Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. I feel like we're the first like big forays into that. And, you know, Has Been Hotel is not indie anymore. It's not even close. It's like Amazon
it's really
funded and, you know, A24 and everything like that. It's not indie.
I had someone come
ahead.
at me crazy over saying it wasn't indie anymore. They says, well, it's still kind of indie. I said, no, it's fucking not. Like, leave me alone, dude.
Yeah.
Like, even if it was before, I don't know. It's also, let me chill out. Never mind.
That's like, okay. That's like saying, like a cartoon, you know, there were those cartoon hangover shirts, but I guess are also of a similar genre to these. So like Bee and Puppy Cat and like Bravest Warriors, which, yes, I know we have a lot of issues with those shows.
I don't think we've ever aired our grievances on Bravest Warriors on the show.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because when it was happening, me and you were like, "This show fucking sucks."
Yeah, we was bitching about it every week. Like, I hate the main character, yada yada yada. But being Puppy Cat, especially, like that is like a extremely well produced, well funded show, like on Netflix now. You know, so it's definitely not. That's not indie animation, stuff like that. We're talking about the real, like these three things that we're talking about specifically. Even though one of them is like pretty popular, it is still clearly, it's done by one person, which is, you know, I'm talking about Pretty Pretty Please. I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. Literally one person. She just did it because she was like, hey, I had this good idea and I wanted to like take in, you know, she's done storyboards in TV animation, so she kind of knows the workflow of that.
Yeah, and like the vibe of it. And honestly, it really helps. I guess where do you want to start? Do you want to start there or like go to that last because it's the most popular? What do you want to do? What order are we thinking?
I think because it's the most popular, we can save it for last. I feel like we can go from like ascending order of popularity. So starting with Lumi and the Great Big Galaxy. Did you know about this pilot animatic before watching it, or is this like your first time hearing about seeing it?
I will answer that in a second. I just drank my tea and it tasted like straight ass. I don't know what just happened. I poured some ginger ale in it and the mixture tasted like buns, dude. Anyway, I did not actually know about Lumi and the Great Galaxy until you sent me it.
Yeah.
Which is like a surprise. It's really cute. So I was like, oh, this looks really cute. I'm very excited to watch it. So I didn't know. So thank you for putting me on, Wyatt.
Yeah. So I've followed the I can't remember their name, but the creator of it's Evan something. But they you know, their current social media account is just this. It's just like a promotional account for this. And I followed them for a few years, and I followed the progress on like this pilot animatic for like a few years. I think they did some crowdfunding for it at some point, which is like, that's sort of the unfortunate truth for a lot of people. Well, maybe not unfortunate, but that's just a truth that you kind of had to get over for a lot of pilots, is that if you want to do it with a crew of more than one person that's just doing it in their spare time, you have to do stuff like crowdfunding because you need to pay the other people that are on the crew, and that's a huge stumbling block. Yeah, that's like a big thing with indie animation where like that's why there's a lot of pilots that can be made, but very few shows. You know, you don't have as many shows unless it's like a massive hit like The Amazing Digital Circus, where they just reinvest the money that they make from that show, as well as subsidizing it with merch. You know, they have plushies basically like every episode. They release a new line of merch, and then that allows them to fund that show. Like they put it back into that show. They put it into other productions from that. I have seen people be like, Glitch, they're becoming like a actual studio. They're not indie anymore. And it's like, they're still...
What are you, stupid?
That's like, yeah. It's still like a small group of guys making stuff, you know, whatever. I can understand people being like, how does Expedition 33 count as an indie game? If it's, 33 people developed it, or like that was the core team, but then it was like outsourced to all these studios. It was funded by like, you know, AAA studios and Microsoft and shit like that. Like, how the fuck does that count as an indie game? What did you say? Please God, where are you saying?
Wyatt, I love you. I don't ever want to talk about Exposition 3
right
ever again.
I mean, yeah, I think we got our fill. Everybody on Earth got their fill of it after the Game Awards, and it was just.
Look, I'm a well-adjusted person, so I don't even watch the Game Awards.
Yeah. That's good. You shouldn't. You should not do that.
Truly, one of my favorite flexes is like I just went out to dinner. You know. Like I just saw so many takes. We hit take velocity, right. And I'm the take god of war. I love takes, like, you know, post for the post god, take for the take throne and all that. But like I saw too many. I just hit my velocity.
My favorite 40K. You know, patron.
Yeah, it's me. Morgan's your favorite. I said post for the post god, takes for the take throne the other day, and I laughed at it for like an hour. Yeah. That's truly my moniker.
But yeah, just wanted to say that like there are definitely levels here, and I was interested in this because it has that like very Craig McCracken-y style to it. It looks, it's very Wander Over Yonder.
Wander Over Yonder. Yep. That's what I was feeling too.
Kid Cosmic, you know, stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I want to see this. Unfortunately, the creator was like, yeah, I don't think I can make any more episodes other than this one. So, you know, unless something like big happens or whatever, it gets picked up by something. But, you know, I was still proud of this proof of concept and this pilot and everything that I made.
Which is still neat. Listen, I think even making a pilot, like, I know sometimes a pilot, we're rough on pilots because they're not good. But I think making a pilot is something you should be eternally proud of. Whenever you get it done. Yeah. It's making a cartoon is, and I put this, like, not to put this lightly, the hardest thing on earth. So if you get one made, shout out to you. Even
doing like animatic that's like 2 minutes. It's really hard. It takes a lot of time and energy to draw it all. And it's just like, especially if you're just one person doing it. And like, so whenever you see somebody like do like a little animatic or something like that, like myself, spiritually pat them on the back because it does take a lot of time and energy to do that. And so just looking at this, it's like, 18 minutes. They did like a lot of groundwork here for 18 minutes. I think one thing that I find very surprising about this, like watching it, is how like down to earth and character driven it is.
Yeah.
Because I do think a lot of people that want to make like their big thing, they can kind of get lost in the sauce of like, you know, they're going for it, they're doing whatever. They have a harder time establishing like the characters and everything. They kind of go straight for the throat and make something, you know, trying to make something that's like big and epic. And I just like starting the story here with like a little festival and like a, you know, a weird kid and her
human obsession.
Yes, exactly. Like her she has like a stand, you know, where she's like trying to get people to come and understand like apparently humans are, you know, they're the aliens of this world, you know, because it's like a world of all these diverse aliens, which of course I love. And I think main character Siona is pretty adorable. So she has like she definitely reminds me of like Kid from Kid Cosmic.
So
that's why I make like that Craig McCracken comparison.
I'm really into all the alien designs in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, like you can tell they're all like different alien races.
Yeah.
I think that's like really neat. Like,
yeah, there is a part of me that's like, I don't know how there is indie animation is an interesting thing because the people making it are very publicly available on social media, and sometimes they will just straight up talk up directly about, oh, I made this, it's like this thing. So I don't compare it to like Craig McCracken shows to insult it or diminish the show. I guess I just want to make that clear. And I don't want to like cite any like, oh, this thing reminds me of this. Like, that's not to insult it or to draw too hard of a comparison, be like, but that thing's better or whatever. It's more so to say, like, I understand as artists, we do draw from a wide range of things, but it's, you know, maybe like one or two things sort of rise to the top as far as like the most influential.
Also, like, I don't think it's like an insult to say it reminds you of Craig McCracken's work when Craig McCracken is like maybe the most influential animator and like designer of our generation. Like,
yeah, I would say, and this is not to get too into hot take territory, but as far as like old Cartoon Network guys, and I have a lot of love and respect for Gennady Tartakovsky. Craig McCracken has made 4 consistently amazing shows with basically...
All right.
Yeah. Like he's made that have had good endings, and, you know... whereas Gennady Tartakovsky, who keeps getting shows, by the way, or keeps getting, like, you know, so many chances, has, like, consistently made things with, like, really good ideas and really good beginnings that just kind of... Yeah.
You know what it is? It's because he's straight. And I hate to say this, and I hate to, like, go back to it, but Gennady Tartakovsky's just like, guys, I need an ending. You're like, wait a minute, guys, I got it. What if they had straight sex and they got straight married? And I'm like, fuck, Gennady, you've never tried that except for the last 4 times. Let's go.
Yeah, what if Mira Cowgirl rides a spear while he's dying of burn wounds? Like,
That was really funny.
Yeah.
I will say, that had, when he was like burning and dying, and then she's like, this is the perfect time for him to ride his cock.
To get his seed inside of me. For the next generation. And then the season 3 is like, yeah, it has nothing to do with that. The spear is back. He's a zombie. And it's like, okay, fine.
Sure. Whatever, dude.
Whatever. We'll see if that'll be good or not. But yeah, so like, yeah, I guess what I was just saying is that's no insult to Evan. This is like, I really like how close it plays it to the chest as far as like having that tone and everything. Though there is I guess if I have one issue with the pilot, and it is kind of a very piloty issue, and it's kind of a similar problem across all 3 of the shows, though I'm pretty sure Loki IRL and Magical Girl have plans for more episodes, is that they all end with a villain tease of like, oh shit, the villain is here, like what's gonna happen?
You kind of gotta with a pilot though. Yeah. You gotta give like a hook to get people going for more. I do think it's super fucking funny that's the case.
Yeah, that happens to be with
like,
all,
it does.
All 3 of the... Yeah, go ahead.
I will say, I do feel like this one, when it comes to like the other ones, while I still think this one was really good and enjoyed it, I do think the villain tease works less here because it feels so deeply disconnected from the plot that we watch.
That's what I was gonna say. Like that's I feel like it's as much as I appreciate that the show keeps it down to earth and keeps it like focused on the characters, the beginning and the end of the pilot feel unnecessary because they're implying this like greater world of, you know, oh, what is the overarching story that these kids are going to be wrapped up into. And I can just say, I know that, but it's kind of always better to just leave that shit to the side for now.
Yeah.
And to just like, focus on, you know, like establishing the kids and the characters and like those stakes on that level rather than sort of get people a little bit too focused on things that aren't going to matter for a while.
Yeah, like, cause like, I don't know. It did feel like very disconnected, and I think if someone was like really into the opener, they'd be like, well, why are we at like this slice of life thing?
Right.
And I'm like, well, I like the slice of life thing,
Yeah,
but I can
exactly.
see why someone would be like annoyed at it, you know?
Yeah. And yeah, if there's any other issue, it's that like it is like the setting is it is like a festival or whatever, but it's like I guess due to the animatic nature of it, it's sometimes kind of hard to envision it being like in a festival, which is like, what are you gonna do with that? Like, I can't get too mad at them not having like the time and budget to really like create interesting backgrounds or set pieces or whatever. It really just takes place at like Siona's booth basically the whole time.
Yeah.
And then there's like a problem at the end that when the Lumi shows up, who was a little star child creature, and then the problem is resolved. They put on the lights and they put on like an impromptu version of the festival. Things are kind of like cutely resolved, and then it kind of cuts to the tease with the villain, who is like some type of monster goop creature.
Yeah, kind of hot, kind of extremely hot actually.
Yeah,
kind of extremely hot.
Yeah, and in general, like the character designs are really good, really cool. In this, it feels like they resemble, that like Wonder Over Yonder style without being like too derivative of it. It still feels like it's very unique to this person, and each of the.
I just love the shape so much of like each character. I love like the anatomy, the necks, the arms, the heads, the eyes.
Yeah,
just like they all feel so alien, but like they're from the same galaxy. If that makes sense. It's just really cool.
Yeah, like you have like the main trio, and there's like this tall snake guy. There's like a weird little troll kid, and then Siona, who's kind of like a slug alien with like the shades. She has like a cool color scheme. And then there's like Lilymon from Digimon Adventure is there, and then and she's like the bitchy rich girl, which is like thumbs up, and yeah, that's kind of like that, and then Lumi, which is the little star kid. Assuming that it says like, oh, these 6 kids go on an adventure, so I imagine it's like those main 3, and then the rich girl Felicity and her assistant, and then Lumi. Yeah. Like those are the core cast of characters.
Your 6 kids.
But yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm glad that I finally got a chance to watch it, because like I said, I had followed it for a while and then just kind of lost track of it. And it came out earlier this year. And I was like, oh, cool. And then at the same time that I rediscovered it, I learned that he's not doing it anymore. And he became a writer on SMG4. Do you know what that is? Apparently it's a thing that's been going on for a long time that a lot of people know about, but it's like a Mario machinima or something related to that. I don't know. Something.
I don't know what it is. I looked it up, and I have nothing nice to say about the way it looks.
Right.
So
I saw there's like a character who's like a CRT TV or something that I saw a lot of fan art of, and I swear it was either a Hazbin Hotel character or an Amazing Digital Circus character, but apparently it's from that. So.
It could be good. Maybe we'll check it out. It could be good.
Yeah,
Maybe check it out. We will hold all reservations. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a gamer, so.
Yeah, I'm also not a gamer.
Fuck you.
I'm joking.
Wyatt abandoned me like a baby in a fucking Rite Aid
for an entire
to
week.
play Metroid Prime 4. What?
To be fair, you were also busy, last week, so.
Still, you left me in a hot car with the windows rolled up.
I didn't have your favorite music playing. I didn't have water for you.
You didn't. Yeah, you didn't have water for me. I just died in the car. They called the police. They had to break the window.
Your desecrated mummy body inside of the car.
I was like a jerky.
Yeah. But all right. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of shitty. Maybe we shouldn't rate these.
I don't think we should number rate these.
Yeah.
We should number rate these. This is some shitty pilot from 2006 that's like hell pulling teeth. All these were fine.
Yeah,
I had a great time watching all of these.
Yeah. Next one, Loki IRL, which is one that I've also been waiting a long time.
Yeah.
To see.
This has been in the air for people who like the online cartoon society for a while, because like Loki IRL, we all know about Loki IRL, but we didn't like get Loki IRL. This comes from Pan Pizza or the Rebel Taxi if you are on YouTube.
And it's a pilot about, it's like a battle hobby anime kind of thing. But it's about artists using different mediums of art or different like character archetypes to have fights with each other. Kind of like Zatch Bell style, that kind of thing, where you have like the controller and then the person. This duo specifically of Bianca and Loki gave me a lot of like Metabots vibes, he reminded me a lot of like Meta B, just because of like how big of an ego Loki has and how much of a like kind of fuck off loser in some ways he can be, and that is just like, that kind of makes me think of
but I do think he's way more helpful than Meta B. Meta B's just like kind of a rat bastard,
like an
but I do get that vibe,
to the hero and everything like that. He's like He's more like useless in the fact that he's just like so chill and so, but he's like, he actually does enjoy what he does. He enjoys fighting and everything. Loki IRL, it was a webcomic for a bit, and I did follow it when it was a webcomic. And I think Pan Pizza, he has like a really cool art style, and it's like, nobody else like on the internet draws like him, and
it's so neat that like a lot of it was like about like your art doesn't have to be perfect as long as it makes an impact. And when I think of artists who make an impact, Pan Pizza's definitely up there.
Yeah, for sure.
No one has a shape language the way Pan Pizza does. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what made me so excited to want to watch this, is that even if it ended up that like certain elements of it weren't perfect, I just wanted to see what the end product was, because it will look and feel nothing like anything that we've seen done through indie animation or really even on TV. Because even though he's inspired by like those 2000s in like late 90s like Hanna-Barbera cartoons and like Billy and Mandy and stuff like that,
and like the Hot Topic vibe, it's still very much still his own.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like anything from that era. Even though like watching this, I was like, this does feel like the most complete out of the three that we watched today. Not just because it's a fully animated pilot, whereas the other two are animatics with like stitched scenes and everything, which I think is a cool aesthetic for sure. But like this, it's fully animated, and it feels like the first two episodes are like the extended like pilot episode of something much bigger, which is a really cool vibe.
I think it's because and I can't stress this enough. I've been on the internet for a while, my life. I remember seeing these characters when I was like in high school, to some degree, because like Pan Pizza's been like, and I used to have a crush on Pan Pizza back in the day.
Right.
Pan Pizza's been drawing these characters, and I've been seeing them for so long that like I feel like it was just like we just had to give him the money, If like we just had to, like, he's known what the fuck was gonna go and what was gonna happen. We just got to give him the money, and we did. And it feels, you're right, it feels so complete. The world is so fleshed out. It feels so real. Like I think it's a guy that like his inspirations and what he loves is so all over every ounce of everything he does, even down to his reviews. And I'm glad that style of how he does reviews is also deeply entrenched in how this show is done.
Yeah.
The cutaways and like the eye catches with like information about the world, the stylings. He somehow has managed to make it contemporary of that like era of Adult Swim / Cartoon Network without making it feel like those shows one-to-one. It feel like it would hang with those shows instead of just being those shows, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And the even stuff like, this pilot has a lot of like cost-cutting measures and things like that, but they feel like stylistic choices more so, even though they are clearly like, yeah, we don't want to, do mouth charts or whatever. It's like, yeah, but that fits with this style. Like the style and everything that you're going for, a lot of the elements of like animation and everything. And it also does feel like they are saving, if you trust what he says at the beginning, that it was made on a $15,000 budget, which is like minuscule. That's like, that's like less than, like if an average person in America makes like $50K a year, that is like much less than that, for a year. That's like a very, very small budget is all I'm saying. So I trust that there is a lot of like genuine cost cutting, but it ends up creating like a cool visual aesthetic on top of his very strong art direction. And then at the end, when the animation goes fucking ham, it feels like very special. Like I was actually like tearing up during the final fight when Bianca like embraces her artist side and gives like the speech about making an impression, and like the animation like really like kicks it up a notch and the music kicks in and everything. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like this isn't just like, I'm not just like, I'm glad for Pin, he had a good time up there. I was like, this is
it's legitimately good.
Yeah,
like, it fucking ruled. Yeah,
I was just like, this fucking kicks ass. I'm very excited to see more of it whenever it comes. And
I was also like, the music you brought up, the music's really good. Too Mello, who did some of the soundtrack for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, using one of his songs on this felt perfect. It's just, I don't know. I think it's really hard to be inspired by a specific era and style of stuff, right? Like a Hot Topic era, right? And not feel a little bit too much inspired by it, right? But I think Pan knows the aesthetic so much, like down to the music, that it never felt like, oh, he's trying to be this. It's more like this. No, he's trying to be next to this. And I'm like, that's hard. It's hard to be deeply inspired from an era and then somehow make yourself feel like you belong in that era and not like you're referencing it,
Yeah. Yeah, and it could have easily become something that was a lot more boring in its self-indulgence, but it ended up being something that was very, like, you're right there alongside it, just cheering with it, because it's just, like, very exciting, very entertaining. Really, if there's any, like, and this I feel like is kind of a nitpick, because it does add charm to it, is that Pan himself is not a great voice actor. He does multiple characters in this, and he does a good job, but like there are some deliveries from Loki where I'm like, you couldn't have done a retake of this.
No, okay. So I agree. I think Loki is the character he should stay voicing no matter what.
Yes.
I do think some of the other ones were good. The thing is, though, he gives me a little bit of, and this is no shade to Ian. Ian Jones Quarterly as Rad. Because, like, the thing is, though, whenever Ian is, like, Rad and also, what is his name? Daryl, I'm like, all right, come on, we could get someone in the booth.
Right.
But once I'm in the scene, I'm like, no, this rules, actually. I'm having a great time. Like, it very much took me back to that. Because the thing is, though, as much as, like, you say, oh, we could get a real voice actor, yada, 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 there is something so charming when someone loves their cartoon so much, they gotta be in the booth. I go, like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, dude. Like...
No, yeah, I do appreciate
I don't think I don't think I would like Loki nearly as much as I do if it wasn't for Pan's voice being in there.
Yeah. And... I don't know. And I think it works because the other characters are also so well acted. Like, I think all the other people around him are so well portrayed. Like, the main character, Bianca, is very, like the way that her voice feels like a very professional cartoon voice acting, like it doesn't feel like indie. Like, I don't want to throw too much shade again in this episode, talking about some other indie animations. I will say this: I actually do like The Amazing Digital Circus, but almost every character in it sounds like they're like a fan comic dub of Deltarune or something. You know, like that's
a little.
Yeah, the voices have like this sort of cheesy quality to them that seem, you know, that has like that vibe to it, where it's like, you know, there's a couple characters where I'm like, I feel like, okay, you kind of really bring it, but then there's characters like Gangle and Zooble,
I know what you mean, yeah,
that have like a little bit of an amateurish sound to their voice. That sounds like they're just like copying anime dubs. You know, it's like, yeah, I heard I'm kind of doing a Kurapika voice, you know, like that kind of thing. So that's not that I think that they're like untalented or whatever. I think that they do bring it when it matters.
But like, it's a quality. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Whereas like I was very surprised in this, how I was like, oh wow, every voice, you know, besides Pan's, feels like it's like really on point. Like he actually didn't like cheap out as far as like, I'm just gonna hire like friends or whatever to do this and like underpay them. Like it feels like they're
and I
like
will say,
professionals working on it.
I will say also, if you need to make your pilot, you need to hire friends. There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely,
do your fucking
do it. Yeah, absolutely do that. I was just saying I'm surprised that this is the case in this, because I would expect, you know, the opposite. I would expect people to just be like, whatever, get fucking Jim with the shitty microphone to come in and do the voice. Like, who am I to talk about that, you know? But
I will say also, I kind of respect how visioned this is. One thing about Pan Pizza, as an artist and as someone online, that motherfucker is all about women and goth women.
Right.
And this is such a woman-forward series. Dude, the only ally us lesbians will ever need is Pan Pizza.
Yeah.
These fucking fruity ass women hanging out and being like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Also, rotoscope use in this was very fun.
Absolutely. I think that it was pretty interesting, because I had just had a conversation with my coworker, who I talked to about a lot of like cartoons and games and shit. And I was talking about just yesterday how much, like, in games, I was talking about Uncharted, and how the first Uncharted looks so much like Jak and Daxter because it wasn't motion captured yet. So they're just using all of the techniques for animating, you know, CGI that they were using in the Jak and Daxter games. And that gives that first Uncharted game like such a unique identity visually, that after that it becomes a lot more homogenized and, you know, like more realistic when they start doing more motion capture, which like, yeah, it gives it maybe a more realistic feel to it, but there's something lost with, you know, just animating by hand. And then I come home from work and watch this, and I'm like, oh, this is like that's a huge portion of, you know, the speech, like at the end, about how like what cartoons still have to offer, like in a world, like in this world that's about like rotoscoping and everything. Obviously it applies to our real world with stuff like AI coming in and fucking everything up super badly, every single industry. So it's just like, oh, here's what like human made, you know, handcrafted art can
do that other things can't do. And it's so nice, and it feels so. This was just a great pilot. I had a great time watching this. I'm very excited for the second one whenever it happens. Like, ugh.
Yeah, very, you know, hats off to you. Very great time watching it, you know.
I'm kind of tempted to like open up Blender and see if I can make Loki for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, so I skate around.
Yeah. I feel somebody's got to do that, you know.
Yeah, I probably.
Yeah.
Also, we talked before, I love Loki's design. I love his fucking weird Aku face Loki.
Yeah, he has like the Oni, like the teeth curving outward, like it's really cool looking. He has a super cool character design. And, like, yeah, even Bianca, like, she's gone through a couple redesigns from, like, the initial versions of her of, like, OC drawings on Tumblr to, like, the webcomic to, like, now. And always maintain that same idea of, like, you know, this short, chubby girl who's, like, a nerd, like, kind of a nerd, but not, like, a super nerd or anything. And, like, kind of a ball of anxiety and, you know, self-doubt. Which feels like a very personal story and a character from somebody like Pan Pizza, who admits that he's not like, he didn't really get trained in the industry or to do art or animation. He kind of just figured it all out on his own, which I can relate to for sure.
Yeah.
So, it feels like I was very inspired, like, as an artist watching this, which is just like, that's cool. You want that to happen with, you know, when you watch something that is like strong piece of art, especially about art.
Yes, you do want to feel like that inspiration.
But all right, let's talk about the last one that we watched, which is Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl by Kiana Khan Smith. Again, definitely the most famous and well-known of these.
Yeah.
Despite it being just an animatic. Like, it's not... there's only, like, one fully animated scene. It's very...
It is a clean-ass fucking animatic.
Yeah,
though.
again, you can tell that she is like, yes, I worked on fucking
crazy.
Big City Greens, you know? Like, she is a professional that's just taking her skills... It's like on her Smurf account, basically, you know, taking her skills. But that's cool. Like, I think that's awesome. I think more people who do have, like, these industry jobs, especially because a lot of them don't fucking have jobs right now, doing these things. We're like, yeah, let's just make, like, a pilot animatic, put it up. I know that a couple years back, friend of the show, Toby Jones, did that with a second AJ's Infinite Summer episode, where he put up that pilot animatic on there. Maybe when we get to AJ in the, like, proper pilot pile up, which is soon, actually, like, as
very
far
soon,
as,
yeah, pretty soon, yeah.
We can have Toby come back on and talk about it. Maybe we'll also talk about the movie AJ Goes to the Dog Park, because that just got put on Tubi, which is like, that's the perfect home for that movie, is Tubi. But yeah, so I think we both have been fans of her art and everything, like, since the Tumblr days. Like, I think maybe even before Big City Greens, like, before she got put on that show, like, I had just, like, followed her because of a lot of the, like, Pokemon fan art, like, did a lot of, like, shipping art with, like, Jesse and James, you know, for, like, years.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, so, like, I knew about her as an artist for a while, and this kind of came up, like, pretty naturally and rapidly developed into its own thing. Because this isn't based on, like, this long-standing idea that she's had, like, some of these...
No, this kind of just came up, and, like, people were, like, really interested. Literally just, like, she's like, oh, I made some new characters. People got interested, and she's like, okay, I want to do more.
Yeah, there's some...
And,
yeah. That makes sense. Like, that you just get, like, infatuated with some new creation, and you're like, I'm thinking of all these ideas of, like, well, what about this thing with this story, and blah, blah, blah. That's, like, that is a very artisty thing to do. So
I think Kiana is keeping alive there's a mythical era of the internet we talk about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That era of Tumblr when creators were allowed to create and just create and make OCs.
Mm-hmm.
And this show is that era. I can't express to people like, guys, Fiona and Cake only exists because of stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
because Natasha Allegri, like, drew fan art, you know, during, like, season 2 of Adventure Time, and they're like, that's, like, a pretty good idea. We should make that into an episode. And then eventually we have, like, a full, beautifully produced, you know, sequel series and everything. You know, just not gonna say any opinion on the series because I haven't seen it, but just, like, it's obviously, like, very well, like, they put a lot of money and effort into it, despite the fact that it began as, like, a fanfic concept on Tumblr, you know. That's like, that's interesting.
Like, but, like, it's just, it's so nice that era seems to be alive, and we have it here with, like, I think while it's very easy to make things inspired by anime, right?
Mm.
This is the most I know ball anime inspired creation I've ever seen. And not like in like a very, this is not like an anime inspired short or pilot.
Mm-hmm.
This is a specifically magical girl inspired, and not like baseline magical girl stuff either. Like there's such an understanding of like not just Sailor Moon, but Precure and everything, even down to the name Pretty Please. I don't want to be a magical girl. It's such a fun little nod at like how like some magical girl shows are like named.
Yeah,
and me and you are both like Precure perverts at some point in our lives. So like. We can like I was like oh, I'm so locked in on this. Mm-hmm. Like
also Ochamacho Doremi in the sense that like it's very irreverent the idea of being a magical girl. Like in that show it's like, oh, this like 8-year-old girl becomes a magical girl and she's like such an annoying little selfish cretin that is just like taking advantage of, you know, her ability to become a witch and everything, and like eventually her friends get roped into it. But it's just like, you know, Doremi herself is such a charming protagonist. Aika in this feels very similar. And she also feels similar to someone like Luluko from Space Patrol Luluko, where it's like, it's very reluctantly taking up the mantle of being a magical girl and, you know, kind of being like, fuck, I just want to have this boring, normal life. And she gets excited about boring normal things. She is like a very cute character because during her normal operations she's this like bright, cheery, kind of like Goku-esque protagonist, and then when she's put into the role of the magical girl, like in the dress and everything, she has like such a pained, like bored expression on her face.
He's like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this so much.
I think that it's like interesting because, you know, her friend, you know, Zira really wants that life, but she can't have it. And that's like a really cool conflict to set up, is that you have somebody you have somebody who has the dream but hates it. And then you have somebody that really wants that life but can't ever have it because she's just like a normal girl. And also, if I may cook a little about my own, you know, views and everything on gender, I think a lot of the problem that Aika is having with it is just she doesn't like the performance of being like a big, pretty, magical girl. You know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
Oh no, we're making her a stud. Let's think about it. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Wyatt, I didn't even cook this. You're cooking. Turn the stove back on. Let's. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think it does it has to be with the performance, and I think it's just. We get so many shows and like shonen and other stuff where the character like this. Oh, I hate my normal life. I just want to be cool and fight. I'm a fight pervert.
Yeah.
And having the direct opposite is so fun.
Yeah.
It's such a fun, like literally how like you brought up how Goku actually is, like she's eating the school lunch, like this is bad but it's great. We have homework. I'm so excited to have homework, and then like a big blast, I'm like, oh my god, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Because like she doesn't get to choose the idea of being a magical girl. A magical girl is a very gendered genre, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, like, it feels like her apprehension to it is not coming from the idea of being a hero, but from the idea of being this kind of hero because she has to be, because that's the conventions of the genre that she's a part of. And I have that feeling too when I'm watching a Precure show and there's like the, you know, the more tomboyish character of the team, and they still have like the pretty dress and everything. It's like, she wouldn't be wearing that. Like, what are you doing? Like she would have like a different kind of, which is why I actually do appreciate in recent years that we have gotten some like male Precure designs. So we have like even more like mask leaning outfits. So hopefully in the future we can have like a female Precure in a more, you know, gender neutral or mask outfit like that.
I feel like we got that with Akira Like it's like Akira and what was it? What was it? Cure a la mode, I think.
Yeah.
Like that's just a butch, and then when she gets her costume, it's still pretty butch. It's just like pre-cure butch, where she has like shorts and like
that's a really good example, like the one that you
I think that's like fantastic. I don't know. This was like hitting everything for me. It was hitting like I love magical girl shit. It was hitting that. I love like the comedy's really fucking good here. I think like that's one of the things that sell this is like such a complete product to me is how good the jokes were. The joke of like, oh, her magical staff, she turns it into a lead pipe. Really good joke. I think the best joke still is just like, are you going to do a big transformation? No. But like, oh my God, I'm finished. And then she does the big transformation, but it's turning back to normal. Yeah. Because that's what she's excited about. I'm like, that's a good bit. Like,
yeah, that is like the de-transformation. That's very good. Because again, it's like taking her from her like the boring doldrums of her exciting life back to her joy, which is
being herself.
Yeah. And like the like guy Eclipse that shows up, who is, you know, the rival character in this first episode, him getting like his fucking shins beaten in and his legs are all broken, everything. Like, yeah, there's a lot of good cartoony gags, which I appreciate. You can tell that she really came from like a very cartoony comedy show like Big City Greens. You know, like I said, the cleanness of it, but the character designs don't look too derivative of that. So, like, they still look like very much like in her own style that you would see from drawings on Tumblr or Twitter or whatever.
I think, like, while we talked about Pan having a strong art style that, like, is very much his, and I do think that's true, Kiana also has a crazy identifiable art style. Literally, when I remember when she did like the redesigns of like Jimmy Neutron and stuff like that, and also and just like I'm like this, I know who drew this from a mile away, and I think that is such a boon to have as a creative. Is to have an art style that like one is also I think replicatable. Also, like I see people that like, oh, I'm gonna draw a character from this show or like try to like replicate the style, and they do a pretty solid job. And I think that's like the sweet zone you gotta hit as like someone making a show is, can I have an art style that's deeply mine and deeply identifiable, but also someone could like draw easily.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's something that a lot of people that do like maybe indie animation, but also like in general that have like OCs that they like to draw a lot of art of, is that the good thing about a TV production and like that TV budget and those character designs are that they are streamlined so that they're easy to produce, constantly drawing pictures of these characters, you know, because the board artists will be drawing them thousands of times. And a lot of people can look at that and say, oh, it's the death of art, it's like homogenous, etc., CalArt style, bean mouth, yada yada yada. Like, why would you want to make an indie animation and then you just make it look like a TV cartoon? And it's like, well, because there is value in this design structure, you know, where it's like, yes, something like Loki IRL is awesome in its individuality, and I will never take that away from it. But there is something amazing about like this kind of like, let me in my spare time as a hobby take all of my knowledge and my skills and all these things that I've built up over the years out of practice and apply it to something that's, you know, that is this like side hobby thing that is just like making this pilot animatic to kind of show artists that you don't need to go big with it. You don't need to have these like amazingly intricate anime-esque character designs. You can kind of just like simplify things down to make it easier for you to create something. The important thing is finishing a thing and releasing it. It's not making it a perfect product in every single angle, you know?
I think like it's very much that. I think when people go, wow, this stuff all looks similar, I said, well, also I just need you to lock in for a minute and realize that like there will be a bunch of teams of people who have to be able to draw this in a way that feels cohesive between all of them.
Right.
You fucking moron. I think it's people online who don't understand. Like, you do know it's not one person drawing this, right? You know it's not one person that can touch every single thing, because that's not realistic for a full show. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the thing. People have such a poor understanding of animation production in general. I remember all the way back on Tumblr in like 2017, 2016, during the era of people posting like in between frames and like weird shots of Steven Universe. And like, they just don't understand. Okay. And Ian Jones Corday did explain this pretty well with OKKO. And I think people were open to that show looking weird because it's a very cartoony show. But he said, like, the issue isn't that we're like fucking up and like they accidentally drew the show wrong. It's that they're referencing the storyboards and they're asking the overseas animators in Korea, like, hey, we want this to not be on model. We want this to still look like the boards because boards have a lot of the personality of the people who drew them in it, you know? So like Steven Universe did it maybe imperfectly, but that was the intention. And then OKKO, I feel like, really perfected that because it was a show that thrived in that style, that like inconsistent style of it, where it had like an on-model version of itself, but then you look through the show and it very rarely ever sticks to that model. You know, you can easily see like, I can just look at the eyes of the characters and be like, that's a Parker Simmons scene. You know, this is a Geneva Hodgson scene, things like that. And like, there's something like fun about that. Like the show being meta and being aware of like wanting to let people in on the production side of things. I think that that's like fun and healthy, because it's definitely not healthy for people to have like such a low understanding of how things work, that they think that people are just like, oh, they made a mistake here, you know? They accidentally did it this way, when it's like, no, they actually put more effort into the production side of things to make it look like this, because they were so interested in keeping the artistic vision of whatever board artist alive through, you know. Yeah. So there you go. There's my rant about that. So.
Yeah, no, you're right. I also think contextually it's so nothing. Like look how bad this looks when I pause here. Dude, look how bad most things look when you pause in the middle of a line of action. Dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
Guys, look at like the smears in Overwatch. They look so dog shit. Well, what if that's because as a moving thing it looks good? I think talking with people on the internet about cartoons or anything shows that those people are stupid and we shouldn't do it anymore. Says Morgan on our podcast about cartoons.
Yeah, but I do want to say, like, you can, I don't know, there's just so much joy and love that is packed into this little pilot animatic, to the point where, like, you can't help but want to see more of this world and these characters, even as, like, low-key as this episode is. Just, like, you know, just seeing those like little character interactions between Aika and Zira, again, you just want to see more. It's one of those great things where like she drew the characters and immediately was like, I need to ship these characters
good
instantly, and then it's like, I need to construct an entire story that justifies their, you know, high school romance.
I do also want to say the fucking voice acting in this show is crazy good.
Yeah, like, it's another example of like, you know, it feels like they got a lot of people from, you know, the professional voice actors, or at least like semi-professional, however you want to phrase it, and you know,
I think one of the greatest examples of that is whenever Hoshi speaks, it is maybe the funniest. Just like, get your dirty ass up off the floor. It's not that hard being a magical girl. I'm just like, fuck, that's so funny. Also, what a great use of cursing. What a good pinpoint accuracy use of cursing in this.
Yeah, that's it. Actually did throw me off just because the style and everything. I was like, oh yeah, this reminds me so much of Big City Greens, like I said, and then hearing like ass and fuck and like a couple like curses here and there, I was like, oh shit, this okay, yeah, this
fuck
is
yeah, dude, we're cooking.
you know, this is
also I do like how like, and this is Kiana's work. I do like how like the show being having blackness to it. It's great. Just like, oh, you're a black magical girl. I know that's right. And she does the fucking fist, and I'm like, God damn it, that's such a good bit.
Yeah, very cute.
It's
and I believe Aika herself is black and Japanese, just like Kiana as well. So it's a very like she is putting a lot of herself into these characters.
Yeah, I've said it before on social media. I'll say it again. When episode 2 drops of this show, the Year to Blasian is back up. Right. We are back again. We will be doing it. The Year to Blasian will restart.
Oh, yeah, fuck. I can't believe this is almost a year old now. February was when it came out. So it came out, it feels like both that it came out like recently and also like a million years ago, because it feels like such a thing that came and became very, popular. I mean, she was posting like TikToks of people cosplaying as,
yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, if I could get people who like paint their skin gray and like graft a blue horn onto their head, cosplaying as Adelia doing TikTok dances, that'd be great.
Once I get my book done next year, once I start doing my book next year, I can't wait to get like arcane style lesbian thirst traps of all my butch characters, dude. But yeah, no, it's so good. She literally 8 days ago she dropped the sneak peek for episode 2.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that. I don't know. They're like all 3 of these, just to like wrap up, all 3 of these things have like given me, even the ones that like we won't get more of Lumi, which is sad, but it's nice knowing that these things got made and they got at least some reception.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's cool. It's cool that, like, honestly, I think it's a net positive for animation and indie animation in general.
I agree.
That like, this stuff keeps getting made, and I think that Kiana made the perfectly correct call to be like, you don't need full animation. You're just like, whatever, just do a fucking pilot animatic. There's so many times in TV production where we don't see a pilot that gets produced because it's just an animatic, because it would cost way too much money to produce. Like, that's why we haven't gotten any new Cartoon Network pilots since like 2021, is because they're all just, animatics like this, or unproduced or lost fucking media or whatever. There was a whole bunch of them for like a revival cartoons type program that have just never surfaced over the course of like 3 years that we just know of, that were produced, but we just have never seen them. So maybe if those ever get released, we'll do like a pilot pile-up episode talking about those. But as it stands, it's like, that's cool, because she can do it, and it has like this very clean professional look to it, but you don't even need to that level. Like, even like Lumi, like that has like a less professional look to it as far as like animatics go. It has like a lot of patched together like pencil tests and full animation and animatic stuff like that, and it still comes together as like a coherent vision.
Yeah, like,
so
I think we got to be less. I think like across the board, networks and everything, be less precious about it. There will be someone out there that wants to see what you've created, and this is such a good like showing for that. And I don't know, we're in a dark time right now.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be excited about literally fucking anything. So I'm glad we did this. I think this is a great way to kick off the year, low-key.
Yeah. So. Unfortunately, though, the next episode that we're going to be talking about some complete garbage next time, which will be not going to be Total Drama Island, which is what I wanted to try to do as our first episode, but things just didn't work out. The guest that I have for that, he's going to be busy. We're actually recording this in December, by the way, so he's going to be busy through like the rest of the holidays in the beginning of January. So it'll probably be like an episode or 2 from now. We'll do Total Drama Island. But the next episode is the Garfield show. So
No.
Yeah.
No.
Which is like,
My holiday was so good, guys. Take me back to December and October, please.
you,
He's torturing me. He's torturing me.
So if you remember Garfield Gets Real, do you remember that?
Yes. Why? Yeah, when he goes to the real world and it doesn't look any fucking different. I remember.
It's like,
fuck.
Yeah. So that they made the whole show based on that. The country of France did it. So good for them. And we're gonna be watching that, I guess. Next week. Yeah. Yep. Both of us are going to be watching it.
Agent 47, there he is, Wyatt Phillips.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking call Agent 47's bald ass and kill you. I can't do this.
Thankfully, this year, 2026, we do, we're gonna get to the heavy hitters for sure.
Yeah, we're fucking hitting Adventure Time this year. God damn it, no.
Yeah, we're getting to Adventure Time soon. We got a couple episodes before we get to Adventure Time, so we can delay that, and then it's not too far after that until we get regular show. We do have to think about, there's a little bit of a moral quandary that I have, because last year we kind of set up the expectation that, we did April Fools and we talked about Nickelodeon shows. And then this year we wanted to do that with like Disney shows, but like every second that passes, it feels like less cool to
dude,
to talk about Disney. So
I kind of don't. I don't want to do that. Do you? I have an idea that I could pitch to you right now.
Okay, I also have an idea, but if you pitch yours first, it's probably better.
It could be like an offshoot of this,
Just do more indie animation, or
but we do like full shows.
Okay,
because I think because I haven't.
That's
I
another
haven't seen
thing is that we only picked pilots, but there was a ton of shows where I'm like, I kind of want to talk about this, but it's a show.
No, I think I also have some guests I have a friend of mine who's like deeply into Digital Circus, and I think it'd be neat if we did 4 of those shows. There's also one that I don't think you've heard of that me and Kathy been watching that I think you'd be fucking into. So I think it'd be neat if we did we each pick 2 like we did last time, and we do that for April Fools instead of Disney, because Disney every year is like, hey guys, can you ignore my mustache and my SS uniform? We're not Nazis, I swear to God. Like, there's fucking evilest motherfuckers on earth, bro.
And don't get me wrong, I would love to talk about.
Me too. I would love to talk about Brady Whisters, but
or whatever.
Or gargoyle. Yeah, but it just feels ethically wrong right now.
So maybe we can do that without the context of like if we ever do any of those shows, not a themed month around let's celebrate Disney. It'd be like, here's a show. It was made on Disney. Whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it
after
in that
Young
context.
Justice, we do Gargoyles to show this guy used to be talented. Fuck, that's so mean.
We do Witch as well.
Yes, but I do want an excuse to talk about Deep Space Discount on. Because that cartoon fucking rules.
Yeah, I have a couple in mind that I want to check out as far as full blown indie animation goes, and I definitely want to do more just the pilots as well, because in the cartoon community, I see a lot of people posting oh cool, a lot of really high effort pilots too that get posted. So that's
I think
cool.
that'd be great. I think it'd be great to do more stuff like that next year. I think it's a big
this year.
I think that's the plan.
We're in 2026 right now.
Oh yeah, we're in the future. 2020. So after Wyatt almost kills me with Garfield. And then you actually kills me with Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Fucking 9 episodes. Oh my God. I hate everything, dude.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Yeah, it'll probably be time for April Fools. By the time that we're done talking about Adventure Time, that will be, right around the corner. So
what if instead of doing a full episode, I just recite the rap that Rebecca Sugar wrote for Donald Glover?
Well, we can do
I'm a villain out here chilling every night. I'm out killing, everyone, running like children. That shit was ass, dude. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Rebecca. This is gonna be a good year. This is a good year for Buffoons, baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suffer, but it's a good year.
Yep. Oh man, Ninjago.
Hold on. Are you joking? Because that is my goat.
Well, it's long as fuck. So that's why there's like 20 seasons of it.
It's also peak. It's also we talked about Pan earlier. I used to follow Pan's sister, who posted about Ninjago because I was a big Ninjago head.
Yeah, that's cool. 2011. So that was like peak Tumblr, or the beginning of peak Tumblr, I would say.
And they're in Fortnite now, so
cool. There you go. Ninjago is in Fortnite, or
nigga, you didn't know that? Yeah, Ninjago's in Fortnite. Yeah.
Okay.
They give. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna post it because like they have Fortnite Lego, which is you can turn all your Lego skins into Fortnite skin. I mean, all your Fortnite skins into Legos.
That's cool.
And like you could also do vice versa. So they had to make human designs for all the Ninjago boys.
Yeah. Oh, what was it?
People are mad about them. Isaac
said that he wanted to be on to talk about the annoying orange. So whenever we get to that,
I love that kid. I fucking hate every choice Isaac wants to be on, dude. Every time that motherfucker's like, I want to be on an episode, it's like, dude, I want to be on an episode, and it's just like rancid duty dog shit.
Fuck! Hold on, I'm actually looking at the list. He also said he did want to be on the Garfield show. So,
dude, what the fuck is wrong with him?
So we'll have to plan. I'll tell him. We'll plan that out because
he's so funny, but he's what the fuck.
But all right, I think that will do it for. I mean, we gotta pitch our shit, or we gotta plug our shit.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Done. Where can we find you on the freaking internet?
What's up, everybody? It's 2026 now. You can find me at Girl Next 4 on Tumblr. I'm posting about Vampire the Masquerade, Wraith the Oblivion, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Hunter the Reckoning, Mage the Ascension, Geist. There's other ones. Who gives a fuck? But yeah, I also post art over there. You can also find me at Blue Sky. I'm over there. I am posting just straight nonsense. A lot of wrestling, but most of it's nonsense. About to get political this year because things. But you gotta hurry up and get over there before the Dark Forces destroys Blue Sky. I can't think of a good one today. First one of the year. Give me a break. Wyatt, where can we find you, Wyatt?
Twitter and Blue Sky, Wasp Ranger, WAZP Ranger. Oh, excuse me. Mostly stream consciousness stuff, but I do post about videos I'm making and podcasts I'm doing. Oh God, sorry. I got another podcast on our friend Cody's channel called Horror Hole. We've talked about a lot of great stuff. Recently did one on Little Shop of Horrors, good times, and also got this podcast which on my channel. It's Only Magic. You're listening to it right now. If you're listening to it on the channel, thank you. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can get the next episode, which is the Garfield show, right now for $3. If you only got $1, that's fine. You get Wow Cool Robot, which is me and my friend Wayne going through every single robot in existence. I definitely want to record more episodes of that with Wayne soon. At the time of recording this, probably will start coming out at the time that this comes out. So hopefully, because we just do that whenever we have the time, because Wayne has to create a list of 10 robots and then show them to me one by one. And I'm like, whoa, Optimus Prime or whatever. So it's a good time. But okay, that'll do it for this week's episode of Cartoon Buffoons. Happy New Year, everybody, and join us next time.
Happy New Year.
As we talk about the Garfield show. See you there.
Jesus Christ. Later.